Teen, author of Appetite for Life, is here with us. And we were talking about picky eaters. What's the quickest trick to get picky eaters to eat?
Well, first, you have to engage them in cooking, and I think a lot of the times the adults, like a lot of parents will come to me and say, I have this picky eater, and I'll say, well, what do you like to eat? And so they don't necessarily like to eat that much either, and also they don't like to cook. So I think one of the keys is to make it simple and cooking, and that's why I wrote Appetite for Life. It's got over 100 recipes. It's really simple, and it's not going to take a lot of time. And in every recipe, it says what kids can actually do to help you.
Oh, that's great.
And I like that we're going to use the potatoes from our potato skins in our broccoli soup. So show us how we do that.
Okay, so this is, first of all, creamy soup in general, as a nutritionist, I typically stay away from because it's usually high in saturated fat, which isn't good for your heart. So we made a broccoli soup, and also with kids, like this is a typical, and then even adults, like if you just see broccoli, it's kind of boring. So why not make it more exciting and make a creamy broccoli soup?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
So we're slimming it down. So we've got some onions in here, and then we're going to add some garlic. And then instead of, typically what happens is you use butter. What we're going to do is thicken it with whole wheat flour. And again, if you have some gluten-free, if people are gluten-free, they can also use buckwheat flour instead of whole wheat flour. So it creates like a thickening agent, so you don't need, you don't miss the fat.
You don't need the butter.
Yeah, you don't need the butter, and you don't need the cream. You'll see we're going to add low-fat milk.
I never thought about flour in my soup. I mean, I haven't. I didn't know that that's the...
But it makes sense.
I guess it's like a roux. It's kind of like a thickening agent.
Yes.
And then little by little, you start to add 2 cups of water, but you just start to stir it in slowly so that it creates that thickness.
Okay.
Okay. It really starts to almost create like a sauce. Or like a gravy, I should say.
Like we're making a roux.
Like I'm saying, like my Italian thing is coming out. It's more like a roux, but it's like it's a gravy,
it's
a sauce.
Yeah.
This is more of a gravy. There's all kinds of arguments
The Italians,
about this.
2 Italians here.
Yeah.
But you see how it's becoming thick?
Yes.
It is, yeah.
Okay, so anyway, you add this gradually, and you'll see how this will start to thicken, which is the whole point of that thickness that you get with creamy soup, but you don't want the fat. It's just not healthy. You don't really need it. So anyway, I'm going to put this in. Then simply, we're going to add the broccoli, which is one of the few vegetables that are high in vitamin K, which is really good for your blood. It's like a super veggie. And then, as JD mentioned, we're going to add the potato innards from the pizza potato skins. So we're not wasting any food.
And the word innards is just so awesome that anytime you can use it.
Potato innards.
You really should, anytime.
Do we need this cheese in the...
No, so that's for afterward, because the whole thing, now kids can actually help chop the broccoli. And then obviously they ate the pizza potato skins, but it's just this simple. And then we're just going to let this boil and then simmer for about 20 minutes.
Okay.
And then we are moving over here.
And then we get to our next step in the process, which is that's after, right?
So the big trick here is, this is like my secret weapon. Older kids can actually use this, but this is the immersion blender.
Okay,
really important. So, I mean, if you don't have the immersion blender, you have to actually transfer it and cool it down to a blender.
Right.
But just simply, all you have to do is...
That's just kid fun right there. Like any kid would love to do that.
They love blenders, or this is totally safe as long as it cools down. So the kids just hang out and they let it make it creamy, which is exciting. Right, this is fun.
Everyone swears by these immersion blenders.
I love it. I love.
All right, and what do we look like with our final product? Because we're just about out of time.
We're adding the low-fat milk to make it creamy. Okay, and then we're serving it.
And then we just dish it up and
Here we go.
top it off
Here we go.
with a little bit of cheese.
Right here.
I'll taste it, JD.
While you do that, I'm going to tell them that they can find these recipes in Appetite for Life or, of course, on our website, bettertv.com. Help those picky eaters out. Get them involved in the cooking.